This is the DJI Mini 2 SE, and I picked it up because I wanted a tiny drone I'd actually carry, not something that lives on a shelf. I've owned small drones before, and they either felt like toys with flaky connections, or they were just heavy enough that I left them at home. I wanted a simple, travel-friendly flyer I could trust on hikes and quick weekend trips, and this one kept popping up as the no-fuss option. It sits in that entry-level sweet spot. It's under 249 grams, folds up small, and aims at people who want reliable aerial shots without bulky gear. If you care about 4K, obstacle sensors, and advanced tracking, there are pricier models that deliver that. If you just want stable video, dependable control, and an easy learning curve, this hits the mark. What surprised me most wasn't the camera, it was how calm the whole experience feels. I unfold it, pop in the battery, clamp my phone into the RCN1 controller, and it locks GPS quickly. Takeoff feels confident, not twitchy. The live feed stays rock solid, even when I'm around neighborhood Wi-Fi and power lines. I used to have a Mini SE, and that Wi-Fi connection would pixelate or freeze at pretty modest distances. With this, I get that no-stress feeling. I'm not pushing range for the sake of it, but I've flown out over a coastal overlook and kept a clean, stable feed well beyond anything I need for line-of-sight flying. The OcuSync link just does its job, which means I can focus on framing instead of babysitting the signal bars. Portability actually changes how often I fly. Because it's so light, it ends up in my day pack next to a water bottle and a small tripod. I'm not thinking about whether I want to lug gear. I'm thinking, do I have a spare battery and a micro SD card? The bundle I got came with a 64 gig card and a shoulder bag, and that combo is more important than it sounds. I can walk out the door knowing I have cables, props, and a little screwdriver all in one place. The landing pad matters too. The camera sits low, and grass or dusty ground can send grit straight into the gimbal and motors. The pad keeps the lens clean and the motors happy. Wind was my other concern, and it handles breezy days better than I expected for something this light. On a cliffside session, I got the strong wind warning, while the video feed looked totally serene. The drone was tilted over hard, fighting gusts, and the gimbal kept the horizon locked. It feels weird at first, because what you see on screen is calm, but the telemetry is telling you it's working hard. I brought it back with a healthy buffer and landed around the time the app suggested. That return to home logic and the little time to return countdown are practical, not flashy. It takes a lot of anxiety out of flights, especially if you're new. The camera tops out at 2.7K, and that's been enough for my use. I'm posting to social, adding quick travel clips to family videos, and viewing on a laptop and phone. It looks clean, the stabilization is buttery, and I don't miss 4K until I want to crop aggressively or grade more heavily. Low light is where it falls apart. Sunset is fine, true night isn't. If you dream of moody night city shots, this isn't the tool. For actual flying, the controller feels great. I prefer the phone clamp at the top, and the sticks have just enough resistance to make small moves easy. Quick shots are handy when I'm traveling with friends and want a quick orbit or droney without fiddling with manual inputs. I still prefer manual most of the time, but having those one-tap moves is nice when people are waiting around. There are quirks. The gimbal cover is fiddly, and yes, I've powered on with it still locked and got the gimbal overload message. The propellers attach with tiny screws, not quick releases, which is good for weight, but annoying when you clip a twig and need a swap. I did exactly that after misjudging a reveal shot near a tree line. The kit includes extra screws and a screwdriver, and the fix took a few minutes. Lesson learned, with no obstacle sensors, you have to fly like a pilot, not a passenger. This drone won't stop itself from backing into a branch or sliding sideways into a wall. I actually appreciate that it forces me to plan a path and stay aware, but it's not forgiving if you get careless. Battery life in real use is around 20-something minutes, depending on wind and how hard I'm flying. I land with a safety margin and treat each battery as a short creative window. Charging over USB-C is clutch because I top up the controller and batteries with the same power bank I use for my phone. On an Android phone, I had to sideload the DJI Fly app, which isn't my favorite experience, but once installed, everything connected fine. The included cables worked. I did have to swap to the USB-C one to get rid of a flaky connection on my first try. Compared to my older Mini SE, this is a straight upgrade in the areas that matter day to day. The video looks similar at a glance, but the live feed stability, wind handling, and overall control confidence are on another level. Versus the pricier stuff I've tried, like the Mini 3 Pro, you give up 4K, better low light, vertical shooting, obstacle sensors, and subject tracking. If I were filming fast sports solo or shooting for clients, I'd want those features. For travel, casual B-roll, and learning good flight habits, this one feels smarter for my wallet. It's not flashy, it's reliable, and reliability is what gets you to fly more. Value-wise, I'm happy. I get a legit flying camera that doesn't stress me out, and I actually bring it places. The bundle adds the bag, landing pad, cables, and the micro SD, which means I spend less time hunting for accessories and more time flying. As long as you understand what it's not, no obstacle avoidance, no fancy color profiles, not a night shooter, it's absolutely worth it. If you want a lightweight, easygoing drone that nails the basics and keeps you focused on the shot, this is the one I'd recommend. If you have questions about real-world use or want me to test something specific, drop a comment. If this video helped, hit subscribe for more hands-on reviews and tips.